Craziest gangster whose motto is if angels flying, devils die. How come I'm still alive? Balls. Right, thank you. I'm after yesterday's rant. I call it a 10-minute rant about Tommy Robinson, Bang Bang Ray Hill. A lot of people, so I left a few things out, so I'm going to try and just quickly address it. 10 minutes of it, and that's it, and then I'm gone. So, Crash, I'm talking about Tommy Robinson immigration. I'm letting you know that, we're not racist, we're not far up. But something else I'd like, people to know. And remember, I'm not here to influence. I don't really do politics. I'm not edging people, steering people. I'm not about that. I'm just about me. I like to. I feel some of the fears that I face, other people may face. I could be wrong. So here we go. Now, what the powers have to be, and what we have to remember, and the powers have. When COVID came out, I think when COVID came out, the whole nation, right, all colours, black, white, yellow, all right, all Asians, blacks, English, whites, mate, Sikhs, everybody, yeah, everybody in this country, everyone, no matter what religion you were, everybody was scared, okay? Now, what you have to realize, now, it was funny, because all year round, we were putting down and slagging off the powers that be, yeah? And I had to laugh when it came to the coronavirus, because when it came to the coronavirus, all we had, after slagging them off all year round, like trying to protest after, just like we're trying to protest now, after doing all of that, when it came down to the actual nitty gritty, to the final word, I had to laugh. The only thing we had to turn to, the only body we had to turn, was the powers that be. Oh, I thought it was brilliant. We have slagged them off, but like they have been slagged off from every angle, every position, and all of a sudden they came along. The only thing we could do, there was no turn this way or turn that. All we could do was listen to them and hope that they were guiding us the right way, how to deal with it. And that's why, and the reason I bring that up is because the powers that be have to understand that some people, not me, but they have to understand, after seeing some of the things that are happening in our country, the powers that be have to understand that the British public, and when I say the British public, I mean Asians, I mean blacks, I mean whites. I'm talking about religions, all religions. Yeah, all religions. Yeah, all religions. Whether it's Jewish religion, whether it's Muslim religions, whether it's black African Christians, all religions. Yeah, all religions. Yeah. We are all, at the moment, we are all scared. We're all living in fear. And that is why, different groups at different times will all try and voice their concerns. In Corona, when the coronavirus happened, people were living in fear, and they turned to the one body, and that we thought and knew or hoped could help us, and that body was the powers that be, and you all know they are the government. Yeah? So now we have a generation again who, like the coronavirus, are living in fear. They're living in fear. Maybe the media has caused that fear inadvertently, but they're the ones who bring us the stories, and they're living in fear because we see acts of terrorism, okay? London Bridge, Westminster, Lee Whitby, the soldier in Aldershot, the school, the stabbing of the school kids. Remember the July the 7th? Remember, let's go back even further. And I live in Lambert Grove. We are living in constant fear. The school stabbings and shootings. Do you know? I'm going to be honest with you. I was in prison 10.5 years. I came. When I went to prison, there were police on the streets. Now I'm out of prison. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. The British public, not all, but some, are scared. We are in fear. We are living in fear. We are in fear that what happened in those atrocities will happen to us, will happen to our children, will happen to our families and our property. That is why the majority of people are protesting. It's not because, oh, you're racist or far right. It's not. It's because we are living in fear constantly. We've never really had that before. We've never really had that fear. And the last time the last time I can recall a fear like that, I'm not old enough to know about the Second World War, but was the coronavirus. And that's what the powers that be have to realise. People are living in fear. It's not about, and we're living in fear to the evidence that the media are providing us. Not that it's always good, but when the media are telling you about the school and the stabbings, when they're telling you about London Bridge, Westminster, Manchester, when they're telling you about Lee Rigby, they're stories that hurt us, that sadden us, that deeply and we don't point the finger and go, oh, yeah. Some people do, yeah, let's get it right. Some do, but it's just scary, isn't it? Like, you get on a train and you think, is it going to happen to me? And you look at a person of colour and you think, oh, are they one of the terrorists? Those those children, that black guy, yeah, that black 17-year-old stabbed. Now, he was apparently born here from Rwanda and whatever. But what you have to realise is, I don't care what anybody says, mate, next time they get on a bus or a train or they go shopping and they see a black man, if you was involved in that and your family, you have to ask yourself, is he going to do to us? Excuse me. Is he going to do to us what happened to the children in the school? And this is what the powers that be need to understand. Mate, we're living in fear. It's scary. And we don't know what to do with the fear. We don't know. We don't know how. Now, for me, as I tell you, I don't influence, I don't do product. But I think I can only tell you from what I've seen. But I remember when there were police on the streets, proper police, yeah, in uniforms. I remember the deterrent was physical. And I remember, that crimes were sometimes stopped before they were committed. Well, no disrespect to anybody, but the CCTV does not do that. It doesn't do that. It does not stop crimes from being committed. It might get you to apprehend the assailants, yeah, and the perpetrators after, but let me explain something to you. We don't want to be victims. We don't want our family to be victims of gun crime, knife crime, terrorism. We don't want it. And so we're panicking and we're worried and we're frightened. We're worried when our kids go to school, will he come home? We're worried when our parents go to work, will they come back? We're worried that when people go to restaurants, will they survive? It's worrying. And just like the coronavirus, the only people that we feel can help us and defend us and keep us safe, like they tried to do in the coronavirus, are the powers that be. That's it. So before you label us far right, before you label us disinformation, before you raise us racist, before you raise us, please don't, because we're turning to you like we turned to you in the coronavirus. So, to label us like just to label us far. I mean, Sadiq Khan. I mean, again, I mean, I remember he was talking about people protesting about ULEZ. And he just came out. It was absolutely disgusting. And I don't do politics, but it was disgusting. And he said, "Oh, all those that are protesting are anti-vaxxers and far right." I mean, that is the most disgusting. I mean, normal people, we're being labelled something which we are not, just because they don't have the answers. But it's our own fault because we sit here and accept it. And this is what I'm saying. But it is scary. So I just need people to know, before you label far right, you gotta understand we're all scared. The Muslims are scared because the problem is there are millions and millions of good Muslims, who are following the Quran, who follow the teachings, and they're good people and hard-working people and decent, and they're getting labelled like. Remember when blacks were first here? One black geezer did everything. We was all labelled the same. One black man, all labelled the same. Mate, we went through the Irish too. We were all labelled the same. And the same is happening now with the Muslims. If one does it, you're all bad. You're all... Mate, it happened. All religions in this country. Doesn't matter what religion you are. Okay? We're all scared. All people are scared. Yeah. We are all scared, very, very scared. Yeah. And it's Muslims are scared because the British people are scared because the press have told us that the Muslims are atrocities. So many people shout Ali Akbar, and so. But we know the majority of people, if they're properly switched on, we know that these people that have committed these crimes have strayed away. If they were ever with the crime, we know they've strayed away. Okay? We know they've left this rule. We know, but everyone's scared. Chinese are scared. Czechoslovakians, Spanish, everyone that lives and embraces multiculturalism. Here, Bulgarians, mate, Americans. You have to remember, Britain was once considered. I love Britain. I love Britain. I love what we've achieved. I love our history. I don't care. I love it. I love the powers that be. Majority. I have nothing against them. Look, I don't. But I have to just bring. It's just too many people get too excited, using the wrong words, using the wrong thing, and they're missing the whole picture. Mate, we are all scared. They are all scared. Yeah, even the Romanians, they're scared. Like Ray was trying to, but we're all scared. Romanian, Egyptian, we're all scared, man. Yeah, we're living in fear, and so when we protest, we're not protesting because we're happy. We're not protesting because we don't feel the pain and the sadness and the hurt and the reality of what's going on around. We're not protesting because we're jumping up and down with joy just to go and abuse and taunt and ridicule other people. We're not. We're scared of what you show us. You show us what's happening. That's where we're getting our evidence. And on the evidence sometimes that you show, or the evidence that we see happening in our communities, or the evidence that we see happening in our neighbourhoods, like with gun crime, with knife crime, that's why we're protesting. It's not all about multiculturalism and integration. We're scared. And so please, just don't brandish us far right. Don't brandish us racist. Please don't. Because we're not. We're not. Yeah. We understand politics. We understand there are things that we can't address. And we understand that, the powers that be, they know what they're doing and they know what they're about. And I'm not here to touch that. I'm just here to clarify why we find ourselves being dismissed, being branded far right and racist when we're not. That's all I need to get through. It's called fear. Fear, fear, fear. this generation is the first generation living in fear. Fear. Imagine those kids at that school, that black boy. Now imagine it. Imagine all those other kids around that neighbourhood, or see a black man in a restaurant. What's the first thing that kid's gonna? Oh, mum and dad, are you sure he's all right? Will he do what the other black man done to us? You remember that? Yeah. In a bus stop, mum, I'm a black man. Will he do? It's called fear. That's what happens when someone commits an act of atrocity. You become fearful of the people in the same colour because you don't know if it's just him on his own. You don't know if there are other people thinking the same. It's fear. And when you're scared, you group together. You gather together. And if all you can do is make noise and protest, and which you tell us is our right, well, but don't ridicule us. Don't hate us. I know we're no longer the working class, we're now the underclass because you don't want to listen to us. But, mate, you're protected. Yeah, you got the police, the gun, the army. We haven't. We don't have that. We used to have the police, but now we got CCTV. So don't hate us for protesting. Because if we had a deterrent on the street, maybe, just maybe, I'm not saying, but maybe these atrocities and these sad occasions, sad events wouldn't take place in the first place. Right, I'm out of it. See you soon with the loon. It's just part 2. I just needed to clarify it. Thank you, brother.